Yay! Welcome. Welcome to the Game Night Show, where change makers change their game and everyone wins. I'd like to welcome our guests who are coming on our live chat tonight. You can say hi. I would love to hear where you're from and what's it. I know we're getting a total delay. And what's your biz? So I'd like to know what your business is and where you're from. So please share that in the chat. You are the live guinea pigs for our experimental game tonight, and yay, so glad you're here. What we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to expand everyone's genius in creating cash flow today. We're going to play some games, we're going to give away a prize, and we're going to share how to keep playing with us all week long. We are sharing this in YouTube and links in Facebook where you can watch it later as well. If you are watching later, we would love for you to use the hashtag replay right now. Let us know that
I like it.
You are here in the chat. I am Jean Berry. I'm a creative explorer and your game night show host. Coaches and consultants hire me to make branded games from their transformational work, and I work with an extraordinary team to make that happen. So let me introduce you to the Game Maker team and the panelists on this show tonight. Yay! Astrid Mueller is I'm going to put her up on the screen here. Astrid, there she is.
Hi!
Whoops. You went screen and screen instead of
That
on
sounds
the screen.
exciting.
I know, woohoo! It's just the little delays that make it go. Oh, that's not Astrid. There we go. There's Astrid. Astrid Mueller is our brand magic maker, our official sparkle girl, and she opens creativity and connection in a deeper way for business owners. Now you can say hi, Astrid.
Hi again. I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Jean.
Absolutely. So glad you're here. And we also have a beautiful co-host, Kavita Singh, who is not here this evening, but she does all kinds of magic things inside of our group. And so we're excited to have her as on our Game Maker team as well. We do have a special guest here today, and that is Lainey Smith. Let me put you on the screen here, Lainey. There she is. Lainey. So Lainey is of Lainey Smith Coaching. She helps driven helpers and healers who've lost their way regain vitality and increase success by using integrative art therapy. So glad you're here, Lainey.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Happy to be here.
Yay. So let me get us all on the screen. Now there we are. Yay. Now we're all on the screen. And tonight we are featuring games that cause cash flow in your business, which is a really juicy and exciting topic. Yes. And of course, Lainey is invited as our guest here tonight. She doesn't know what we're going to play, so a lot of this is a big old surprise for her. But before we start those games, I would like to do just a little fast play word game. And it's words that mean money. So this is a rapid fire game where we're going to list all the different words we can think of that mean money. We're just going to go around the circle and just keep shooting out all those words. And if you hesitate and come up with one, then you're out. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Okay.
There's a little pressure. I know. Deep breath.
I know. You got to help me real quick.
Okay,
because I'm wearing many hats.
Yes, you are. I know.
I was just about to share. I'm just about to share on Facebook, and I missed like two things that you said at the beginning. So what words are we saying around?
I know. The pressure's on. So this is words that mean money.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So we're just going to go around the circle. I'll go first. Astrid, you can go second. Lainey, you're third. And
only in English.
Only in English, yes.
Oh, so prepared.
Actually, if you throw something else in there, I'm not going to throw it out. So, you know.
Okay, good.
All right.
My gosh.
I'm just going to start with money.
Dough.
Moolah.
Cash.
Flow.
Dinero.
Dinero, that's good. Greenbacks.
Gold.
Treasure.
I can't believe I made up the game and I'm the first to flub out. There's like 1,000 words that mean money and I could... okay, I'm out. Astrid, you're on.
Sparkle? That can mean money for me. That's like cheating. Because sparkle goes for many things.
Abundance.
Nice.
Works for me.
Are we like dueling now?
Yeah, you're dueling now.
On guard. On guard.
I'm rolling with it.
Okay. You win.
Yay, winning!
All right, first game of the night. Lainey, up 1. You got 1 point today. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so if you are watching tonight, I would love to know all the words that you can think of for money. I'm sure that if you start pulling them up, there are like thousands of them. It makes me laugh when you start to look on, all the different synonyms that mean money. And we haven't even begun to scratch the surface on that one.
Yes.
So... I would love, though, for you, if you are watching this live stream, to join our first game. And in honor of our guest tonight, and in honor of Astrid's superpower, we're going to play with intuitive art for our first game. I know.
Yes.
And so here's the question that I would like us to do a little drawing about. And Lainey, if you feel like drawing, you can draw too. But otherwise, Astrid's got her art supplies out.
Uh-huh.
And here's the question. You ready?
Yeah.
What is the fastest path to cash flow?
The fast path to cash flow.
Yep. What is the fastest path to cash flow? So if you are watching and you are curious, even for yourself or your own business, I'd like you to put your energy inside of this. What is the fastest path for your cash flow? And that's all going to show up in this magical drawing that we are doing. Lainey, are you drawing too?
I am.
Oh, cool.
Doing
Nice.
thing.
All right.
Me too. And can you say, Jean, to that question, is that particular, whoever's watching, it pertains to your own business as you are tuning into this, right?
Absolutely.
And so as I'm drawing, it's... I'm actually setting the intention that it pertains to anybody watching in whatever way serves you best. How about that?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And
if you are watching also, I would love to ask this question of you while our lovely ladies are drawing. What kind of cash flow do you want to create in your business right now? So are you going for millions? Are you going for, if we are comfortable, that would feel amazing. Like it was consistent. Like, is that kind of cash flow that you're really craving? Are you wanting just more? Some people just want more. They're not sure exactly what that number is, but just more would be good. Mm-hmm. Consistent, steady, millions, world-changing. How would you describe the kind of cash flow that you're looking to create in your business right now? So go ahead and add that in if you're thinking about that.
Interesting. That is so great. I need a glue stick real quick, and then I'll be ready to share in a moment. Whoa, interesting stuff. Oh my gosh. I pulled a little snippet that says banker's initials on the back of the sheet. That's a really good, interesting sign. So, yeah, I work with intuitive colors. Just colors. Anybody can use, whatever comes in your fingers, right? So I'm using colors, and then I have a bag of scrap stuff, like stickers and vintage scrap papers and all kinds of stuff like that. And then I use whatever comes in my fingers without looking and having fun like that. And it always means something. All right. So are we ready?
Okay, we're ready. We're ready to show you.
Okay. Let's see what how you can capture this and see this. And I'm going to see if I can share what I see at the same time. And so I'm decoding this as I'm watching. So the fastest path to cash flow. The first thing that I noticed is like interesting. The ink just lost itself right here as I was writing. The pen is actually going out. And I feel that is significant. So the pen that I got in my fingers is green, and that in this context I feel is the color of money. And also it's a color of growth and natural growth for me. And so, and invisibility and white for me is the color of possibility. So that in itself has like many meanings as I'm reading this. It's almost like that the growth sometimes, as the growth disappears and you be, that sometimes is the fastest way to actually grow finances, which a lot of people forget. That's actually happening in my world right now, manifesting from being and recuperating and regenerating and all that. So that's the first piece that I'm seeing here. And then I have kind of this brownish, rusty sort of color showing up that seems like to stand for a color of grounded power. And that's emerging from a green square. So here's natural growth that is slower and then faster in a square. And then a grounded energy coming out of this. And then here's another color, and I will sum it up in a minute of what I'm getting. I'm just decoding this first. This lighter color here, this kind of a salmon color, almost looks like a sand color, like Egyptian sand or something. So I'm feeling this is like a vacation color of like beaches, something like that, to kind of tune into that energy. So here we have two grounded energies. Here's like a vacation sort of energy, and it almost looks like a butterfly here as a shape coming out of the natural growth. So tuning into the feeling of vacation and butterfly energy of vacations kind of thing, that can be the fastest beginning of growth. And then here, this grounded energy that's connected to earth is emerging from this. And then, this is so great. This is giving me so much information. The blue is the color of the mind and the logical mind. So this comes in at this space when you have that vacation energy and that grounded sort of foundational power that inside of you. Then the mind comes together, and then together they can emerge and like create amazing finances. That's what I'm getting. I want to read what's on this sheet of paper. Here, what I'm seeing is it says player, and then it says player's initials, and on the back side it was the banker's initials. That is so great. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. So maybe instead of from the banking rigid mind paradigm of how things should be done, and starting with a traditional way of thinking of how you have to make money the hard way, whatever, shift into the player's mind, shift into vacation energy, break out of the box, and then invite your mind in when you're feeling grounded in your own feel-good way of being. And that's actually how I'm manifesting magic and money in my business. So I feel that goes for everybody. I'm really glad that showed up. What are you both getting from that as you see in this?
That is so amazing. I really so love that. And so I'm looking a little bit at the chat. And so we have Vidya who joined us. And Vidya is a life adventure guide. She helps entrepreneurs and professionals transform into self-aware, self-expressed, creative visionaries. And she wrote, when I asked, how she wants to create wealth, she wrote authenticity. And so I think it's so perfect exactly with what you've said here. Nice. Because as we look at creating authentic wealth, right? Authentic cash flow that not only feeds us, but feeds the whole world and is aligned with what we need and what the world needs. So that's extraordinary. That's really beautiful. I love how it lines up with all of that kind of thing, because it is about then adding that playful component and then going to the bank. I love that little piece of paper. That's so funny.
I know. That's hilarious. It's so great. And welcome, Vidya, and everybody watching. So excited you're catching us live. Yay.
And Lois jumped on too.
Sorry, I was just going to say I'm so glad too that Astrid that you pointed out of the box, because when you were talking about the green being growth earlier, I couldn't help but seeing that it's a square, and then you were talking about coming out of that.
Yes. Yes. Thanks for catching that. That is so powerful. That's helped me also so many ways. That's when we come into our genius, right? When we're like not operating from boxes and from existing paradigms. That's when you find your creativity and the fastest path to cash flow, of course, and not just the traditional way. Yes.
And Astrid, what was the dark little circle at the top?
So the dark, you mean like the blue, or
yeah,
which
the
color?
blue. Yeah, the blue.
The blue for me is the color of the mind, and it's also stands for masculine, inner masculine energy, as opposed to, so it's the doing energy and also the logical mind. So it can be both. And I feel in this instance it has to do with the logical mind coming in when we are aligned and feeling empowered and in our vacation groove, manifesting magic flow. Then the magical mind can come and give us the best action steps and help us carry them out, right?
Right, it'd be a service to all of that.
Yeah, be of service,
Yeah. Nice.
Excellent.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Lainey, did you do a drawing as well for us?
I did. And so I went with, I had the closest thing to me were water-soluble pastels. And very similar to Astrid, I do the intuitive kind of close my eyes, or not even close them, but just grab and not look at what I'm doing, just looking ahead. And so let's see if I can kind of raise it up here. So what I'm seeing is purple for me is abundance. So it's almost like this hugging abundance as this little like balloon type pink. Pink for me is play and feminine. So it's like being in that energy of open to receive. Playful energy will allow this hug of abundance, which is holding all of this kind of roller coaster of growth. Because I think for me right now, I've been in a big growth expansion. So it's a little up and down while I'm letting go of things that don't serve anymore. And in the middle of that is this triangle, which I tend to associate with like spirituality. Anytime there's three of something, it lends itself. And it's yellow, which for me is the color of joy. So it's like this roller coaster of growth being kind of... what's the word? It's like in the center of that is the joy, like keeping joy at the center. As I do that, I'll be held by this abundant, playful. And then the flow at the bottom is the foundation. It's like this spring energy. Let's see. Nice. I was writing spring energy is the flowing foundation. So really opening to something new right now for in my own world. And I think this is true of kind of like the macro too, because we're moving into spring, and so there's this new growth, new birth, and being open to the new is going to allow that cash flow.
Nice
experience. Yeah,
very cool. Vidya also added that 3 is it is a 3-year this year also, so that kind of suggests that kind of current question, which was what is the fastest path. It means that right now, adding to that spiritual piece is for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so big.
Huge. I love it. I love all the parallels also to my drawing. There's a lot of synergies of like stepping into the joy, and that has so much power. And I love, Jean, like with the show that you're hosting here, that it's all about the play energy. And this is why that you are all here or catching the replay, how powerful this can be, even just watching this show, to inspire you to shift into manifesting frequency, because play is the energy of magic. Yes.
That is awesome. All right, cool. Whoops, I switched over to my next thing, which is a sneak peek into what we're going to look at next. Sneak peeks, because we do have some magic coming up today. That is so cool. And thank you for those drawings. And if you've been doing any intuitive drawing, or if you're curious about intuitive drawing, this is one of the ways that we access authenticity and truth and all those kind of things. So that can be a really fun way to play with your cash flow and your business and that kind of thing. So that is one game, right? That is a cool way to move that on. The next thing I'd like to really talk about, and this is going to be kind of fun, is an actual game that's printed out in the world. This is a game that is being produced right now and is going to go into a Kickstarter campaign. It is called the Money Trap game. It is actually a kids game for teaching about money. And it was invented by a lady here in Austin. Her name is Gail Rooms. And she does really cool and amazing stuff. Here's a picture of it. I have a copy of the game here in its first iteration. And it's by a company called Moolah You. That was one of our money names at the beginning, right? And I'm going to open the box here because she calls it an adventure into the world of money. Now, Gail also runs kids camps for making money, which is a cool thing, too. In fact, I think we should invite Gail onto the show, and we'll actually play this whole game because
oh my gosh.
That would be tons of fun. But today what I want to do is just open the box. And there's some really cool stuff here, and of course there's fun money, there's all kinds of cool things and building the game. But in there is this cool deck called the Money Trap deck, and let me move it into the camera. There it is. And this is a deck. Of course, it's designed for kids, and so it includes all kinds of really cool ideas for kids to make money. And so what I'd love to do tonight is to shuffle these cards and kind of use it as an impetus for our adult businesses.
Nice. I love it.
And do something fun around saying, what can we create inside and what are we inspired about inside the game from these cards? So let me go ahead and shuffle them. And Lainey, I'd like you to just say stop when we're at the card you're thinking of, because this is the first one we're going to talk about.
Okay. Stop.
Oh, and they just shuffled all over, so it's one on the top here. Okay. So actually we pulled up a liability, which is kind of funny. So there's assets and liabilities inside of this game. And this one is saying buy a boat on layaway. And it's kind of interesting to think about, how we build money so that we can do the fun things we want to do, right? And what I love about drawing this card first is it suggests that we can do things and we're inspired by the things we really, really want. How many of you would love to have a boat? Like, how many is that a dream for you, that having a boat would really make your heart sing? And maybe you bring friends out on it and you go and float around. Astrid, you live on an island. Wouldn't it be cool to have a big old boat?
Yes, that would be amazing.
And so
somebody to steer it.
Yeah, and so those kind of dreams can drive you. I would love to know in the chat, what are some of the things that you're going to use money for? What are the things that drive what makes you excited about getting up to go to work? Because there's something cool out there. Now, I know a lot of you are really heart-centered entrepreneurs, and you think about first sometimes, I just want to serve people. I want to put this goodness out in the world. And you get them both, right? When you do your good in the world, you will get compensated so well for it that you also get all your dreams.
Yes.
So I would love to know, add you in the chat, what are some of the things or experiences? Maybe you want to travel or have a really cool car. I bought a really cool car last year. I do have a really cool car.
That's awesome.
And so that's our first card. So we'll set that one right there. That's our money card. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle another time and
Cool.
play a little more here. Yes.
So, Jean, the question is for everybody then to put in the chat. I'm just recapping. What are some of the things or experiences you'd love to manifest in your life? Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
What do you want? Like, what would make your heart
What do you
sing?
want?
Yep.
Yes. Nice.
All right, I'm shuffling again. Who's going to say stop on this one?
I will.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. Ooh, so this one is an asset card, which means it's a way you make money. Oh, and turn it this way. There we go. And here's the prompt. It says, make and sell stylish pencil holders. So remember
What?
that this is a game designed for kids, right? In a way that doing something that they could make money with. So thinking of like being in school, something useful, a stylish pencil holder, they could, invent something like that and sell it to other people. And so in that impetus, let's think of things then. What could you make right now, or what have you made that you could make money with?
Okay. Awesome. And we're all playing and putting it in the chat, right?
Yep, absolutely. I would love to know some of the ways that are, and these can be things that can be really fast ways to make money, right? It could be something that you've already created. If you are an artist, of course, if you've created a painting or a drawing or an illustration, you can make copies of it and sell that. Or you can print them on a pencil holder, or maybe a glasses case, or a phone holder, right? Something that all of us need are a phone holder, right?
Nice. So I want to acknowledge people in the chat real quick. So we have people watching live with us. So Lois from Canada is saying, for the things and experiences she'd love, a vacation home and a hot spot. And Vidya was saying that Alfa Romeo Spider and a private jet for her travels and stuff.
Nice.
Chef, yoga instructor, gardener, and housekeeper. Super cool. And then for what you would like, what you could make right now or have made that you can make money with, we get input. Vidya has her Vision Quest course that is ready to go, which is amazing.
Cool.
And then amigurumi toys, she says. I don't know what those are, but it sounds fun. Something coming up for you, Lainey. What are you getting?
Oh, for my fastest way to make money? Yeah,
both questions.
Yeah, well, I think I was bouncing off of what Jean shared. The first thing that came to mind is selling some art that I have just been kind of stacking up, and I'm ready to let some of the older art go so I can create some new stuff. And then I played in my mind for a minute with what that would look like, some of the prints to copy onto kind of like cards or bags or merchandise.
Yes. Yeah. That's really smart. That's super cool. I love it. And how easy that would be. Yes. Very cool.
All right. So I'm inspired to go ahead, Astrid. Anything else you want to add?
Oh gosh. The fastest one that comes up to me is something that I have already scheduled. I'm in life transition and I'm actually downsizing all my things to living pretty much in a new living model of house sitting with dogs as my main living thing. I will have a home base as well, but so I'm selling a lot of things and I'm doing a fundraiser this weekend where I'm getting rid of a lot of things.
Nice.
And also donating parts to charity from that and getting some pocket change. So that's a fast and thing that I wanted to do anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and do one more card and see what we get to pull up on here, what might show up. And I'm going to just pull one from the energy of all of our viewers, present or future. So this one is totally for everyone, too. All those cards were for everyone, right?
Yes.
Oh, this one actually fell out. So this is the one. This was actually another investment. This was actually kind of funny. It says, buy a snow cone business.
Oh my gosh.
But what I love about that is that now it says, this isn't just about looking inside yourself about what you have, but it says, what could you do that, maybe it's already done and you can just invest in it, right? You just invest in it, it's all ready to go, and then you just market and sell it. And you don't have to invent anything. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to print anything. You go straight into the marketing, and so it's. I think the snow cone business is really funny because it says it's about something fun, right? Could you do something that was kind of around your passion for having fun, and maybe buy a new business, or invest in one that's already has a system in place. We in the games world, we actually help a lot of people create even facilitator programs out of their games so that they could, you could actually become a facilitator of someone else's game, which is such a cool and fabulous model. So that's a really cool idea. I'm really excited about that one of saying, well, what could you invest in to have a diverse business that you get paid multiple ways?
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. And I had something come up as you shared that, Jean, an idea. It's like, you look around on your horizon, like who inspires you, like who lights you up, what they do, right? It could be as simple as something like, oh my gosh, I love your stuff so much. Can I promote things for you and share them around? What would that be worth for you? Or like maybe you get like a win-win-win synergy conversation where you're like, hey, what if I don't know, do something with you? Or like Jean is saying with your games, you have your own game. Like I'm a facilitator in your game, for example, right? So like I actually jumped in and invested in that and can now sell those games. But it can also be that you play with somebody else's product and you love it so much, and then maybe they'd be super excited to give you a share, right? Because it's a win-win-win. So it can be many ways. You may not even need to have actual tangible money to make money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that, yes, I'm really excited about all those ideas. And actually that is a perfect segue to what I would love to do next on our game night show. And that is actually to pull Lainey up on the screen here. And she's like, whoa, what are we going to do? And so we got the three of us up here now. What we would love to do, Lainey, is to look actually into your business and say, what can we do that would actually make Lainey's business grow right now? And I love that idea of collaboration. So it says, what can we do to collaborate that everyone here, and so if you're watching this, and as we talk to Lainey, you're like, ooh, I can help Lainey. That is what we're looking for, okay?
Wow.
We're going to look for how everyone can win, creating this really fabulous win, win, win. Win, 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 win. So everyone here is, this is a fabulous place to say, how can we all lift our boats together? So, nice. Lainey,
yes,
we would love to have you describe a little bit more about what you do in your business.
Nice.
Okay. So you shared a little bit about what I do. As a coach, I work with other helpers and healers who've lost the joy and play in their life and business and want to bring that to the forefront. And I also own a group practice, which is the integrative art therapy piece. And so that's located in Phoenix, Arizona. So there's a therapy side to what I do, and then there's a coaching side to what I do. And I specifically work with other helpers and healers as a coach and helping them. What's happening over there? You having fun?
I'm trying to get better lighting. I'm so sorry.
You're great. You're great.
I'm like distracting.
Yes. So on my therapy side of the business, here locally, we work with all ages, offering art therapy, and that's a blend of expressive art. So there's music, psychodrama, arts, sound, all sorts of things. And then on the coaching side, that is both locally and online. So hopefully that answered all the question.
Yes. And so
super cool.
The game that I'd like to play in that then is that I've got this little spinner. And so I'm going to spin the spinner, and it's going to pop up in some area of life. And so we know that life and business is all really one thing, right? And
yes.
So I'm going to spin an area, and you're going to, based upon that area, you're going to say what your wish is, like what you're looking for, and or what could help you grow, or how we could create cash flow, or how we could create abundance in that area, whatever. And we're going to then just do a ping pong of ideas. This is from our audience, from Astrid and I, and anything that even inspires you in the moment, lady, to say, oh, well, this is what showed up for me. So I'm going to spin the spinner.
Wow. Okay. Got butterfly.
Ooh, interesting. It landed on health, nutrition. Whoops, says it moved, but it was on number 6 there. Health, nutrition. So I would love to know, in that part of it, I know it doesn't feel like it's part of business, right? And yet, Everything's part of everything.
I can't work without energy, and food is energy, right?
So what is your wish around the area of nutrition?
So great.
This is great. So I'm always eating or wanting to make sure that I have plenty of energy in that way. And so, wow, if I'm just like magic wand, I would love a chef. And I have manifested one in the past. So I know it's possible. But I would love someone to help. I don't love to cook, so I would love having easy meals provided regularly.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right.
So. That makes me think of something already.
Okay, pop right in.
Well, there's all kinds of apps right now where you can order your food, so you could also budget it in and just have a list of your dream restaurants, and just hit the app button and just make it like a manifesting intention of having the money flow, and then allocate that money for that.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like a game, you could even roll the dice for how, whatever, if you have 6 different restaurants you like to order from, you could just roll the dice, right?
I love that. Yeah, because I recently moved. And so in that transition and adjustment, I was eating out a little bit more. And when I compare to when I did find a local chef that would prepare meals on occasion, it's actually cheaper. It's cheaper than eating out all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why I was like, I played with it for a while.
Ghostbuster.
Yeah. I'm willing to play with it again. I like that. I like the app idea a lot.
Wow. Yeah, I like both. That's really cool though, that that it's already possible. Yay. Yay.
Oh, that is totally awesome. Videos adding meal prep services that don't require you to cook per se, yeah, and merely follow the instructions. Some of those places that'll deliver the food.
Yes.
There was a cool one that had the produce, the ugly produce, I think it's called, or something like that.
I've tried some of those, and I'm not familiar with ugly produce, so that one I'll have to look into.
Very cool. Excellent. All right. And I love the piece you added on that, Astrid, about abundance just flowing through it. That to make that intention around that's easy and fun, right? The game around that is that when you spin the dial and say, "Oh, that's what picked me, so I'm going to play that game today," and so nutrition picked you. So, yay, that was cool. All right.
Yes. I'm getting another piece too. There's so many synergies always when you're curious, so you can even play with that more. And like, if you find a chef who you like, I know that there's a synergy with your business because you believe so much in nutrition and in how it makes you feel better. So you may have even have a synergy where you can help his people or do art therapy with him or go public or do a live with him and talk about how the nutrition changes and blah, 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 like well-being. Like you could have so much fun with that and play with that. Or do parties. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, expand it to that. You could host parties with the chef and he brings his people, you bring your people, and everybody wins.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love that idea. That's really extraordinary about saying then how do we make this a win-win for everyone? Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have more comments Maria Papa joined us and she mentioned her wish was a crown. She's turning herself to a queen bee, taking her bees for a family vacation trip. Now she needs a crown, more magic, she likes synchronicity. So great.
Fabulous. Welcome, Maria. So glad you're here. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to spin one another time here for Lainey. Here we go.
Again, okay.
I know we're going to do it. Well, my spinner fit came off.
While you put it back together, Astrid, you'll have to tell me what apps you're familiar with. I think you said that you were talking about meal delivery. Is that what you called it?
No, so I'm actually not current on apps because I'm super great in locking things down and not even wasting time. I just enjoy my time and I just use apps that light me up and everything else is gone. So I'm not the best person to ask, but I've heard of it.
Sure. I'll be open to receiving it too.
Okay, here we go. Spinning the spinner. Whoops. I have to put it flat for it to spin right. Okay, so we landed on nutrition again.
We did get an answer for your question also. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, cool. And because of that, I feel like we need to dig in a little deeper.
Okay.
Because there's something about this that's about vitality, and it's about this is about manifesting now. Now we're going to talk really deeply about manifesting, because like you said at the beginning, if you don't have the energy, you really can't put it into something or your business or cash flow or anything else like that. And so let's hang out in that for just a second. And I would love to know, what are the things then that prevent you, not just from the nutritional point, but from having the energy that you need to, have everything working perfectly? Can you think of anything?
Yeah. Well, I shared in my drawing that there's a lot of growth happening right now. So there's been a little bit of roller coaster. So it feels like this answer was probably even more accurate yesterday than it is today. But there has been probably like limiting beliefs, I would say, that fear can take your energy. And I probably let that get in the way and do some energy zapping at times. Whereas today that does not feel so present, because I've been releasing and shedding old layers. So, I think hopefully that answered your question.
Yes. And I'm just thinking in that deeper place of focusing on, because the only reason we don't have everything we want right now is because either we haven't been clear about what we want, or we have resistance to it, right? It's one or the other. And if we focus too much on the resistance, like even some of the let going stuff has us sit in the resistance because we're paying attention to it.
Right.
And so then it's noticing it. Oh, bye. It's going away, right? and so that's noticing it, right? And not really giving it attention, but saying, oh, there it is again. And then going back to number one, which is, what do I desire?
And the clarity of what I want.
Yes, exactly. So hanging out in that space, and just going back there. So that whole piece of getting them back to what you want, I would love to know, what is it that you really, really want in terms of cash flow in your business?
And when you ask what I want in terms of cash flow, you want specific numbers or the feeling?
It can be either, whatever makes you feel comfortable. I don't need you to put a number out there for everyone to like. That's okay. But if inside of you, you can add a number if you want. Sometimes that's powerful for people, and other people don't care about numbers. So it's really totally, completely up to you what shows up for that.
Sure. Yeah, I think for me, because I'm in a transition of letting go of some of my therapy clients, and then I'm open to receiving new coaching clients, I've been pretty clear about my number, and I do want 6 digits from my coaching practice, because that's been possible, and I know what's possible in what has been possible, I should say, in my former business model. So I'm really open and ready to receive those new clients that are just super aligned with where I am now. And so I feel like I'm pretty clear on numbers, and I really want that for the lifestyle. Kind of, Astrid was talking about vacation in her drawing. I really want that energy of just feeling the freedom to come and go as I please, and to move to a new neighborhood that feels really lush and resort-like, and I want a hot tub, and I want to live in like right now I'm living in the mountains, and I want to continue doing that. And I'm in a temporary space, so I want that as more of a permanent experience. And I want to work and play from home in a place that feels really great.
Beautiful. That's it. So you've really spent some time to find the feelings of both luxury and comfort, and what serves your soul, like what's there for you. And then in the process, of course, you're serving this many people because that's what happens, is it's that nice give and take in all of that. So that's beautiful. All right, so this is what I would love to give you today, and I would love for our viewers to also continue to pour this on to Lainey. Okay, I would love for you all to hold Lainey's energy of luxury, of success, of flow of ideal coaching clients, of the mountains, of a hot tub, of being supported by that mountain energy, like that feeling of being outside in that, and having travel and experience and adventure, all of that, holding and standing in that place and pouring out. Just put your hands up over her head. Let's put it over Lainey's head. And hold that over her. And then I would like you to feel that when you hold that over Lainey, you get it all too. You get all of that for you too. Like it's pouring on you. Can't pour on her without pouring on you also. And so all those things that you mentioned earlier, all the crown, the travel, what else was there? There was some adventure and all these beautiful things.
That's Vidya's energy.
Yes. So beautiful. Play and fun. Such good stuff. Yeah. Yes. So holding that energy of that really beautiful in that space. And so simply holding that. Now, how does that feel? How does that feel to have that pour down on your heart and your head and your whole body?
Amazing. Yes, amazing. Because like I said, I'm living part of it now. And I want to continue. I want it to expand and continue. And yeah, I'm super excited.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that game. I can't believe we spun out of all 12 of those the same thing twice, which suggested that there was something deeper about that. And but I'd love for to hear over the next few days how that might roll out for you in a deeper way. Because I think sometimes we get the same thing twice just because we gloss over it a little bit, saying, but I'm not thinking about that right now. You know, like this is not my thing. But you got double confirmation that there's really something there for you.
You think? Just a little.
Yeah, I'm hearing that big time. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is...
Did you have something else? I felt like...
Yeah, I did. Yes. I'm actually almost wondering if, because I know you from different circles already, and nutrition has come up almost in every call that I've heard you. And I'm almost wondering if there is an actual tangible element in your coaching that you may feel inspired to bring to your work, whether you play with nutrition or whether you synergize with somebody who does it, or whether you share your story or something. There's a really powerful element in there. And like, think about how it has changed your life to learn so much about it through your curiosity. And then if your passion is in it, to bring it in, like feel into that. There may be a gem in there for you to more abundance, and to have this unique angle, art therapy and nutrition, that already makes it, from a branding perspective, that's like, oh, she's really doing the great art therapy and she's an amazing nutritionist, whatever, right? So whatever it will be. So keep doing things and you express yourself fully. So feel into if that's something that wants to be expressed from you, that wants to be honored and come to this world in a bigger way. And then of course, abundance will come into play.
Yes, I think, and it's something to play with, you know, when you think about like playing with your food, and there's something, because the art creative piece is playful. So there's space to expand that play, you know, to not just the traditional art realm.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's really fun. I know. Play with food. Yay. Beautiful. Cool. Well, thanks so much for playing that game, and I loved this game. And if there is anyone who's watching, or if you watch it later, if you would like to be live on our show, please send me a PM or a direct message, either in Facebook or Twitter, wherever you find me. And if you are chosen, we will get you on the show and choose a show that would be perfect for you. So if you would like to be a contestant on the game night show, we would love to have you. Send a personal message about that. And you can put it, don't put it here in the chat because these chats disappear. And so I want you to send me a private message. Please, 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 please. All right. Beautiful. We do have another game. And I want to do a game that is, which game should we do? Choices. I want to do...
finger snippy game.
I know. Oh, here's the game that I want to do. Actually, this is a total money game, and a lot of you have heard of this game. And it is from Abraham Hicks from many, many years ago, and it has come and gone, and sometimes people will do it in challenges and that kind of thing. And it is a game where you write yourself a check.
Oh, yeah.
For what you desire. Yes.
So great.
And I love the action of physical writing. There is something really important about it that makes a big difference. And one of the reasons that I built it into my game, physical writing, and a lot of the games we do has some sort of component where you write things down because you remember things when you write it down. Mm-hmm. And so what I would love to know, and we're going to do just a rapid fire of it right now. And so if you just have a piece of paper, if you're watching live, or if you're watching later, I'd like you to just pull out a piece of paper. And I would like to know if you had $1,000 extra, everything else is covered, you've already paid all your bills. If you had an extra $1,000 in your pocket, what would you spend it on?
Just for fun money?
Just for fun money. Yep. Everything's already covered. All your bills are covered. Now, if you want to upgrade a house or rent or something like that, is coming in every month, then you could absolutely do that. You could say I'd be in a bigger apartment or a new house and the rule is, of course, in this game is you can't save it. You must spend it. Because spending it, and I know, for me, I feel there's a comfort point where I have this much in savings and then I can go spend money because then I feel, safe, right? Mm-hmm. But the other parts are saying, how do we add that joy piece it's just extra, so you might as well go spend it. Do you want to go to Vegas for the weekend? I was just in Vegas last weekend. I spent a little more. I spent a little more than $1,000 at the spa. Oh dear.
Vegas does that to you.
Yes. So perhaps you'll go to a really amazing spa. I would love to hear from you. If you're in the chat, go ahead. If you feel like sharing that with us, what you'd spend $1,000 on. Okay, deep breath, because you know that I'm going to give you another check now, right? Another check is coming to you from the universe. It's flowing to you. The money's coming. Everything's covered. You've already got plenty of money in savings. What would you do if you had $10,000 extra? You just have $10,000 extra. What are you going to do with that? I know some of you are travelers. I know some of you want to travel. And so where would you go? I want to know where. What would you spend $10,000 on? I would probably spend that on travel. That's kind of where that lives for me. Vidya could put it toward your spider. It's not quite there yet. We're going to have a bigger check coming for that spider.
Is that a car? What's a spider?
Yes, it's a car. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Vidya would like to give some to charity too, like help other people.
Really,
that would be really sweet.
Yeah. Yep. 1/3 will be donation to charity. That's super sweet.
Yeah. Do you have a charity already in mind? I have a bunch that I like to.
She would travel to Spain with 10,000. She says.
Oh yeah. See, that's an amazing trip. Because then you don't have to worry about stuff, right? And then you can go shopping while you're there, which, in Europe, there's some really awesome shopping to be done. All All right, deep breath. We got that. All right, so here's the next check.
Wow.
100,000. 100,000. 100,000 is the next check. Everything's covered. You're going to spend 100,000. You're going to do it this week, in fact. You're going to spend $100,000 this week. What are you going to buy? You could buy that Tesla X.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
This week, huh?
This week.
Whoa.
Yeah, charities. We have animal causes, absolutely. Educating girls in India. I love that. I love Kiva, helping women start businesses in third world countries. That always makes me happy. How about that boat, Astrid?
No.
That's not first.
No, I'm thinking in terms of expansion because I really want to create retreats and show up at retreats
like a retreat
all over the
center.
world.
Make the down payment on a retreat center. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, that could work. But I was thinking, like, in terms of synergy with change makers already, like somehow investing in something there. And I don't even know if you need to pay for that because people pay when you go to a retreat.
Sure.
And it'll self-finance itself. But I would play with money in that realm. Like, would it help me to make that happen?
Yeah. So there's no stress around it.
Yeah, mine's similar because I would like to, rather than having to go to different places, I've wanted to have like a tree house. So I've always wanted to build a tree house where people can come and have that experience. And yes, I would still like to travel, but I think I like the idea of being home to have people come to me to do the retreat.
Nice. Okay, one more deep breath and we're going to do one more check because we can. All right, the next check is $1 million. It's $1 million. You got $1 million. You need to spend it. I'll give you, like 30 days to spend that, but you do need to spend it all at once, like in a very short period of time.
Man, that takes some practice.
It does. See, it takes practice to be receiving of all of that and to hold that. And so that's what we were talking about with Lainey earlier, is that how do you hold that? Resistance is always going to be over there, and you'll notice it. And when you notice it, just go back to holding this feeling of having an extra $1 million in your account that you're going to spend this month. Just hold that.
Spend it this month. Okay.
Wow. I got a lot from that.
I'm like in Nirvana land. I'm not sure. I would actually have to sleep on that one. That's a little bigger than I'm used to. Just a little. That's great.
Beautiful. And of course you can keep going. Where is your comfort level? Where do you get to the point where suddenly you have resistance? Where is your resistance? Just notice it. Mm-hmm. It's okay to just notice it. And then go back to the feeling of having it. That's how resistance goes away. Is just notice it and then go back to the feeling of having it.
Ooh, I got one.
Cool. Pay off mortgages for your kids. You see, that's freedom.
Yeah.
When your kids have freedom too. That's really cool.
Lydia says 1 million is tough. Let's reframe that into playful, but I love your observation.
1 million is playful. So you're seeing the edge of your resistance, right? And that's okay. Just notice it. There it is. The game is to notice it. Yep. The game is to notice it and then say, okay, we'll roll the dice, right? Pick up your dice and roll the dice again and say, what do we want to stand in then? So yay, I am so glad that you all played that game with me. And I'm going to pull us all back on the screen here again. And this is, we are, can you believe we've done a whole hour of the game night show again?
No, I can't believe it.
I know. And so what I would love to just simply share with you at the end here is that we would love for you to keep playing with us. You can play with us every day of the week. in the Zap Adventure Club. That is our Facebook group. We will include the link here, and also Facebook. You can find us there. Zap Adventure Group. This is a collaboration of Astrid, Kavita, and I. And we play every week. There are weekly prompts. There are daily insights. We put more games in there. And so we would love, love, love to have you keep playing with us in the Zap group. In addition, you can make a game. If you are being called to this more playful approach to having a game in your business, I would totally invite you to hang out on the phone with me and play another game, because that's what we do, to get clear about what's right for you in your business. And I'm excited about really supporting you all in your games and your businesses and creating that abundance and cash flow in the easiest, fastest way possible. Because that's what we're all about. So thank you. Yep.
Can I say a closing word real quick for people to really grasp the big magic possibilities? So there's so many ways where we can help you. So the Zap Adventure Club is free. That's a playground you can show up in no matter what. If this resonates with you and you want to accelerate your dream business while playing and step into the manifesting frequency daily, you can use that space, like Jean was saying. And the bigger picture, if you're already a change maker who has a system and a thing that you're teaching and you want to make a bigger impact, Jean, I want to actually give the spotlight on Jean. She creates magical games for change makers. So you can have a game of your own. Imagine you're an inventor of a game where you can have people come magnetically to you because you have your own game, and they retain your teachings in your way because of your game. Playful energy is magical, like you just experienced. And if that calls you, there can be that conversation as well. And there's more. Just follow your intuition.
Beautiful. Follow your intuition. Exactly. Thank you. Mark your calendar. Same time next week. Same bat channel. We're excited to see you on the Game Night Show next Tuesday. Same time. See you then.
Keep playing.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.